I am but one, but I am one. I cannot do everything, but I can do something. What I can do, I ought to do, and what I ought to do, I will do. Margaret Burroughs. I want to talk to you just a minute about belonging to
and Psalm 27 in the other. And I made it through. So it's information, education, purification, negotiation, compensation, reconciliation, where it means that we have to have a way to behave ourselves. So the Ten Commandments said, thou shalt not steal, love the Lord, and honor your mom and daddy. That's how we were going to behave after we came out of slavery. So you have to have a reconciliation on how you want to behave. And the last one is recreation. I can return creating because I got some new information. We went into this place in Chicago. I lived with Dr. King on the west side. And we organized the Blackstone Rangers with Jeff Ford on the south side, David Barksdale with the Disciples in Inglewood, and the Vice Lords on the west side. Watch out now. History. And what happened was, that was the troop base. And even though Martin did revivals with preachers, when he came in to do the demonstrations, the preachers ducked. Because it was all right for him to have the Holy Ghost in church. But people were living with Casper the Ghost outside the church. So what he ended up doing was building the movement. So here's what happened. If you remember the big story, where they threw the rocks at him, our tires was getting slashed, our windows getting broken. And then the brothers went west to Dr. King. And in the meeting up at the apartment at 1550 South Hamden, this is what they said. We're coming hosted up, Dr. King. We ain't going for this nonviolent stuff. And we're going to be hosted up because if we got to go back out there to Gage Park, we want to make sure that it's going to be eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. Now the scriptures say you'll end up being a blindless, toothless society under eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. Here's what ended up happening. Dr. King let them talk for 2.5 hours. He was a patient man listening. Then at the end he said, now I just like to ask a question. If the building is burning, how you all going to solve the problem if the building is burning? And then they got mad with Dr. King because it was a simple question. Dr. King, everybody know you got to put water on the building in order to put the fire out. And Dr. King slid up off his chair and said, that's what nonviolence is. It's another chemical reaction, like Sister Amara says, as a science, and it is a process. If you get in some mess, there's a group of us in this country who understand how to get you out the mess. The problem is we talk so much, we can't cash the check that we talk about. And that's why black leadership gets trapped. Because they be the woo, and they can't cash the check. Right. Thank you for giving me the time.
How many people are teenagers and younger here? Okay, awesome. Let me just go back to the nonviolent thing of how parents have raised children and whether or not somebody hits you and hit them back. Just want to discuss to the young ones. You know, even if you do hear that some folks might agree that somebody punches you, punch them back. I need you to understand that there are steps that you need to take. You need to go tell the appropriate people. You need to tell your parents. You need to do all those steps. Now, if those things don't work, sometimes you can punch somebody in the face. To try to have a rational conversation with an irrational person is crazy.
Okay, so, yes.
Let's try to have a rational conversation with a group of crazy people. We need to realize that makes your own self crazy.
But in addition to that, one of me and Reverend Sanders was talking earlier, and one of the forgotten heroes of the civil rights movement was A.G. Gaston. And I'm sure most folks don't know who he is, but he's a black type. And even though you may not hit that person back, somebody else stood up, has to stand up and say it's not right. Okay? And so when that bus boycott happened, there were some folks like A.G. Gaston who had the financial wherewithal to help sustain the movement. And so we have to understand that you have to stand up and understand if you want to die for something, stand up for what you believe in, because it's an injustice happening to some other folks. And we're up here as scholars reflecting, and we can't forget that the folks on the ground. So we have to make sure that if we have the wherewithal and the capacity to stand up for somebody else and we see an injustice, we must do so. And so you young people, you need to be standing up. If somebody hits your friend, say, no, don't hit him, but you're going to stand with him because maybe he's just getting bullied because they think he's by himself.
Amen.
Right? And that's what the movement's about. And that's what BYP, they've been doing demonstrations all over the country, non-violently shutting things down.
Okay, I just want to...
Who or what organization should determine the direction our struggle should go?
Who or what organization should determine what direction our struggle should go? A very good question.
Yes.
Yes. So nice to see the youth in the room. So nice. It's the voices of black youth between the ages of 18 and 35. We cannot speak for all black people, right? Because black people are diverse in their thinking. We are diverse in our beliefs. We are diverse in our religious beliefs, right? I believe that no one organization can tell, black people which route to go.
If there was one thing you can point out as a weakness of the civil rights movement, what would it be?
Everybody
Good question. You get a car.
One weakness of the civil rights movement, what would it be? Let's take that.
I would say not an emphasis on, actually quieting the voices of the women. Okay. You look back on the civil rights movement, you see a lot of men get the praise, and also we also tend to look at history from an individual perspective. I'm a follower of Ella Baker, and she said group-led leadership. We always trying to look for a Messiah, a Moses to take us to a promised land, a Jesus to die for us, a Martin Luther King with a dream, a Malcolm X. How about just us? How can we all push each other through?
Okay.
What are the top three things you believe we should be doing to prepare ourselves now?
Woo! All right.
Take that first. Developing young men like you all. That's my first.
All right.
Okay. So you want to take that?
I would say one thing is economic development. We need our own economic development for ourselves. We also have to keep in mind that we cannot look for simple solutions for complex issues. So it's not going to be just three, but we need to understand that our issues that are affecting us are going to come from a multitude of solutions. So one agenda would have economic development for our community so that we can thrive and build our